So I just got off the phone with a driver who, he doesn't work for me, but, he called, he knows I have a trucking business. So he called and, he was complaining about his current job. And, he told me about a few things he had going on there that, he wasn't particularly a fan of. And, during that conversation, he was like, hey, man, you got a seat for me, man, where I can, come on over? And I told him I didn't. And after we got off the phone, I kind of wanted to share my philosophy with hiring drivers for anybody else out there who may be in the process of starting their trucking business. Now, when I started my business, I hired my first driver who he didn't have a job at the time when he started working for me. And then every driver after him, they were usually, not usually, but they were always, in between jobs when they came and worked for me. I've never taken a driver from another company. And the reason why is because since I'm just starting at the time, and I understand that a lot of things can change with the business and also, with the industry. So I never wanted to, sell anybody a dream and tell them, oh yeah, man, come work for me. This will be the best job you had, man. I'm gonna get the best loads. It's gonna be the highest pay you ever gonna see. Like, I wasn't a fan of telling people any of that stuff because, I understand that, hey, stuff can change. Like, lanes disappear, companies downsize, so many things happen that I never wanted to have somebody's livelihood solely in my hands. And what I mean by that is, if you have a full-time job already, if you're a driver and you have a full-time job, even if you don't like the job, at least you know what to expect, and you're collecting a steady paycheck. I never would feel comfortable with getting somebody who has a steady job with a steady paycheck to come work for me when, I know I'm gonna just be trying to figure it out as we go. So I would hate for my situation to not be as good as, what you had going on prior to working for me. So for that reason, I never put that much thought into, taking a driver from another company. Now, along with that philosophy, it's like, well, if you out of a job, whatever I have going on, if you need to make money, whatever I have going on, it's better than not making any money. So I was confident, in getting drivers who didn't have a job already. I didn't feel, any type of way about, bringing them on with the company, because even if things didn't last or if things went bad, it beats, sitting at home. Now, I know that's kind of like a negative way of thinking, but I'm just being real with myself and knowing, like, I know the stuff that I will and won't tolerate. So I don't want to have a driver ever calling me saying, oh yeah, man, well, you said it was going to be like this and now it's not. Oh man, this is all your fault, man. I quit this high paying job. Like, I never wanted to be the scapegoat for anybody. And so, like I said, for that reason, if you already had a job, I didn't employ you unless it was on like a very short-term, part-time basis where, I've had guys who've worked for me, running some short weekend routes, on their off days. But I've never taken somebody who's already had a full-time job and employed them full-time. Now, anybody else who's in this position where you're just now starting your trucking business and you're looking to hire drivers, keep that in mind. Maybe that might sound stupid to you. Maybe, you don't have that concern at all. But just for me personally, that was something that I always felt. So in case you're out there and you have some similar feelings, just take that, piece of advice, and maybe only look into hiring people who are currently in between jobs. Now, if you thought this was a helpful tip, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video with, somebody else who may find it helpful. Thanks again for watching.